guys, welcome back to Matt Science Garage. In today's episode, we're gonna do something really cool, something cheap, and something that's gonna change your car a lot. We're gonna do the cheapest angle kit that you can do using the E46 control arms that Elias is gonna tell you about right now.
Alright guys, so today we're installing these are E46 lower control arms. The cool thing about them is they're gonna give your wheels a little bit more poke in the front, a little bit more angle, and they, for the most part, fit straight in. The only modification you have to do is to the lollipop housing. The way this is an E36 lollipop. If you guys can tell, the bushing, the mount is just right in the center. There's a few things you can do to make it work with the E36 lollipop. So what you can do is you can remove this old bushing, and you can buy offset bushings from a few different places online. I know Condor makes them, but they can get pretty pricey, like around $100 or even more. Or what you can do, we already had these laying around. They're pre-offset bushings for the E46. They're solid and they work well for us. The only thing you have to do is shave the control arm mount for the bushing. Originally the shape is like a hexagon. For the E36 bushings, they are circular. So we just shaved it down with like an angle grinder, and it fits right on, it fits great. So just with that setup, with the E46 lower control arms, you're already gonna get some good angle. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it a step further, and Kim's gonna tell you guys how we can get a little bit more angle for pretty cheap.
So to use the E46 control arms, you're gonna have to buy E90 inner tie rods. We bought the whole thing just because it was cheaper that way. Not cheaper, but it was pretty much gonna be the same price. But if you don't wanna use E90 tie rods, you don't wanna buy them, for about $20 on eBay, you can get these angle adapters. And what these do is they'll change the location of where the outer tie rod's gonna bolt up. And that way you don't need to buy the new ones. These will just bolt up to the E36 outer tie rods that you have. So we don't really need this. For 20 bucks, we got this. And just to show you guys the difference between the E46 and E36 arms, we're gonna go ahead and display them right here. You see, we're just getting they're a little larger. They're probably gonna be a lot stronger. And I think we're gonna get some really good angle out of this. And just stay tuned and let's see how we do.
So we just wanted to show you a little before clip, just what the tires look like, how the wheel looks. This is what the poke is at right now. And this is with those cheap eBay coilovers that we put on, and I'm pretty sure the camber is maxed out on them. So this is what they look like before we installed the E46 control arms and the angle kit. So we're gonna get some nice poke. And right now we're gonna show you also what the angle looks like, stock angle. So go ahead, Kim. So this is pretty much max lock, how much angle we got. It doesn't look that great. So we're gonna get to work and we're gonna show you guys the finished result. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be pretty drastic, so stay tuned. Okay, so now that we have the car lifted on the jacks, we have the wheel off, I can show you guys exactly what you need to take off in order to get to your control arm. So first things first, if you guys recall back to our coilover video, you can remember that there's an 18mm bolt right here, a matching one on the other side, and then an 18mm bolt through nut right there. And that'll get the coilover unbolted and out of the way for you so you can get to the control arm. Next thing, I would take off this 16mm nut that holds the end link to the control arm. On this big ball joint on the control arm, there's a 22mm nut on the top. It's right over there. It's pretty accessible with a box wrench if you go in from here. You also have your outer tie rod, which is held in place by a 17mm, I believe. You also have this portion of the control arm, which is held in place by a 17mm as well. And then you have the two bolts right there that hold in the lollipop, which are also 17mm. Once you get all of those bolts out of the way, the control arm is now free. The tough part is sometimes, you know, For an E36, your car probably hasn't been touched in, who knows, maybe 20 years or more. So a hammer is gonna be your best friend, a ball joint separator is gonna be your best friend, and a pickle fork is gonna be your best friend. So, you know, don't get too frustrated. They are in there pretty tight, but once they're out, and you guys can get going with the rest of the video. So we're gonna continue working on it right now, and we're gonna show you guys how everything looks when it's starting to come out. Okay, so the E36 control arm is out, and I just wanted to take this time to show you guys a little bit closer comparison between the two. So right off the bat, you can see that the E46 control arm's already a lot beefier than the E36 version. But besides that, if I were to actually stack these two directly on top of each other, kind of like that, you can see that the E46 control arm is a little bit longer. You can just sort of tell. And then another point is, if you're going to be going with these E46 control arms, you're going to be losing your end link mount for your sway bar, because this is the stock end link, which typically this stud right here goes through this hole right here, and on the E46 you don't have the same placement for that. So you can either run no end links, no sway bar, or if you have coilovers, which is what we have, you can order E36 M3 end links, and that'll make the end links go from right here. That'll be one ball joint of the end link, and then it'll connect down to where the sway bar is right here. So you can just get rid of these old end links and run that. So we don't have those right now. We'll probably get them in the future. They're pretty cheap anyway. I think like $20 to $30 for a pair. But just for now we don't have them, so we're gonna just install them later. Right now we're gonna leave this end link just unattached. Also, another really quick pointer when you're installing the E46 control arms, the easiest way, at least for us, that I could say would be to first line up the long stud on the control arm, the long ball joint, the one where the 22mm nut goes. Just get that through the hole and put the nut on, maybe 2 to 3 threads, just so it holds in place, and then get the lollipop on. That's the easiest way for us that we found, the way that makes the most sense. And then just line everything up and bolt it all together. So now that we have the E46 control arm, for the most part in, it's not all the way bolted together, but we have the lollipop on, we have that big 22mm nut that goes in the back, that's on, just holding it up. But right now, before we go any further, we do have to put the angle adapter on, and it goes on right here on the knuckle. So originally, OEM, your tie rod will bolt up right here, and the control arm will bolt up right here. With this angle adapter, you just slide it on right there, and your tie rod now will mount to this hole. So if we were not using this angle adapter and we were just installing the E46 control arms, then you will have to use that E90 inner tie rod, since this mounting point is going to be further away. But since we're using the adapter and the mounting point is closer, we don't need to use any different tie rods. We can use the OEM, no problem. And in order to mount it, you get a bolt like this with the adapter kit and a nut. Well, you get 2 nuts with the kit actually. One of them is to hold the control arm in its new location. Well, not new location, but it just helps it hold into this adapter better. And then you just put in this bolt right here with the nut on top to secure the adapter into place. and then you just throw in your tie rod with the OEM nut right here into a new location, and you're gonna have some pretty crazy angle, and the finished product should be coming soon, and you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about. So we're all done with the control arms, with the angle adapters. We have the car still in the air so we can show you a little tease of what it looks like right now. You know, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a pretty good amount of poke right now. If you guys really quickly just recall, just remember what our amazing shitty stock angle looked like. You guys remember? Yeah? Good? Okay. Check this bad boy out. Oh yeah.
Good chow.
Oh yeah.
That's the one line I had.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Look at that. You know how nice of a U-turn you can make? Do you understand that? Oh my god. Kim, half your wheel is being ate by the fender.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh my god. And are we rubbing? I don't even think we're rubbing. Look at that.
Yeah, we put it down.
Maybe, but no one has to know. That is beautiful. And how much did this cost us? What? $80 control arms, $20 adapters.
If you have to get everything brand new, this comes out to like 250 bucks roughly.
If you're going like brand, I mean, you guys can probably piece it together for cheaper, but let's drop this bad boy down. Oh damn.
Jesus.
Oh damn. We're definitely certified. Oh my god.
I told you we were gonna rub. Hold on, let me fix something.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we're definitely gonna rub. I think we are already rubbing. But I mean that negative camber got even nastier. Oh yeah, there goes the rubbing. Look at that, that looks good. That looks so good.
Yeah, buddy. Good chow again.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to do some adjustment, obviously. We're gonna roll the fenders, we're gonna raise up the front suspension. I think the rear is still fine. Obviously we didn't touch it, so why wouldn't it be fine, right? But I think those definitely need to be rolled a little bit because we were rubbing. These for sure, we have to raise them at least, maybe roll them, maybe cut the fenders, I don't know. But I don't know, look at that after. That looks good, I love it. That's what I call angle. And remember, you guys can do this even if you don't get the E46 control arms. You can just buy that adapter, that adapter plate. But if you're gonna be working that anyway, might as well get both. But I don't know, that looks good to me. What do you think, Kim? You happy?
Great, I'm excited.
Are you happy with that?
Very happy.
You think she's drift ready?
Very ka-chow.
Very ka-chow.
Very ka-chow.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna conclude it for this video, guys.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, that's a wrap on this. But yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate any kind of support. We also appreciate any comments, any tips you guys have on how we can improve. We're doing this for fun and we're doing it for you, so just let us know. And thanks for watching one more time.